everybody. My name is Mike. Welcome to Let's Talk. Sorry I haven't been on in a while. Been trying to put together an awesome segment for you guys, and I think I've done so. With the Major League Baseball season starting very soon, I wanted to go over what I think is my 5 most active teams in free agency and the 5 teams that I feel like we're going to have to watch this baseball season. Starting, of course, with the New York Yankees, always a team making splashes, always a team making news. The New York Yankees, they started by adding Darren O'Day, relief pitcher, on a 1-year, $2.5 million deal. Then they re-signed infielder DJ LeMahieu, 6 years, $90 million. Then they also added pitcher Corey Kluber, who leaves the Kansas City Royals, comes to the Yankees on a 1-year, $11 million deal. And they added him to the rotation with ace Garrett Cole. And then a few days after that, they go and they acquire Jamison Taillon from the Pittsburgh Pirates. So now the Yankees' top 3, Garrett Cole is their ace, Jamison Taillon, Corey Kluber. The New York Yankees look like they're getting ready to make a run at another World Series, trying to win their 28th. With that being said, in their division, the Toronto Blue Jays have been just as active, with adding infielder Marcus Semien on a 1-year, $18 million deal from the Oakland Athletics. They add George Springer, 6 years, $150 million from the Houston Astros. And then they add Kirby Yates, a relief pitcher, 1 year, $5.5 million. He leaves San Diego. They then acquired Steven Matz from the New York Mets in exchange for a player to be named. Then they also agreed to terms with Yennsy Diaz. The Toronto Blue Jays look like they're going to have another stellar outfielding core at least. Now, I don't feel like that they have what it takes to compete with the New York Yankees. I feel like the Yankees are head and shoulders above the rest of the American League this year. So then that brings us to, again, within the AL East, we're going to stay with the Boston Red Sox, who acquire Enrique Hernandez on a 2-year, $14 million deal from the Los Angeles Dodgers. So that bolsters their middle infield. They then get Garrett Richards, 1-year, $10 million deal from the San Diego Padres. Matt Andriese, 1 year, $2.1 million. They then acquired reliever Adam Ottavino from the New York Yankees. Hopefully I said that right. And then they then acquired outfielder Hunter Renfroe on a 1-year, $3.1 million deal. So, I look at my notes here and I think of how tough the American League East is going to be. So then, the one team that really stood out to me, not just because I'm a fan of them, but just the offseason moves that they've made. Philadelphia Phillies have been going wild. They re-signed shortstop Didi Gregorius to a 2-year, $28 million deal. They then acquire Matt Moore on a 1-year, $3 million deal. He has not pitched since 2019 when he last pitched with the Detroit Tigers. Then first baseman Rhys Hoskins on a 1-year, $4.8 million deal. Then right-handed pitcher Vince Velasquez agrees to a 1-year, $4 million deal. Reliever Archie Bradley, 1 year, $6 million. They then acquired right-handed pitcher Sam Coonrad. In exchange, the San Francisco Giants get right-handed pitcher Carson Ragsdale. They then acquired left-handed relief pitcher Jose Alvarado from Tampa Bay. They They then added that with great front office hire in Dave Dombrowski, who they then made their president. And of course, he hires Sam Fuld as general manager. So again, I may have went through this a little bit fast, just trying to get through everything in the allotted amount of time. And with that, I want to add the Washington Nationals, who acquired closing pitcher Brad Hand, 1 year, $10.5 million. Left-handed pitcher John Lester on a 1-year deal. Okay, and then outfielder Kyle Schwarber, 1 year, $10 million. Then they acquired first baseman Josh Bell from the Pittsburgh Pirates in exchange for a minor leaguer. Now, with that being said, who do I feel like is going to end up in the World Series? At this point in time, right now, it looks like it's going to be a New York Yankees, Philadelphia Phillies World Series. Now, the Los Angeles Dodgers didn't get much weaker in the offseason, and neither did the Houston Astros. So, I think the American League is going to come down to the Houston Astros and the New York Yankees. National League Conference Series, Los Angeles Dodgers, Philadelphia Phillies. The baseball season, I believe, starts February 27th. Make sure you tune in to watch Major League Baseball. That then brings us to the second part of our segment. So, NFL free agency, or off-season, if you will, has already begun, and we're not even at the Super Bowl yet. It started with Matthew Stafford getting traded to the Los Angeles Rams for a 2021 third-round pick, a 2022 first-round pick, a 2023 first-round pick, and quarterback Jared Goff. The Rams then receive Matthew Stafford. So, I believe that's the beginning of what could be a massive quarterback carousel in the NFL this year, with Deshaun Watson requesting a trade. I read an article earlier stating that multiple teams have reached out to the Raiders about Derek Carr. I saw that the Philadelphia Eagles are fielding calls for Carson Wentz. Dak Prescott still remains unsigned. A lot of dominoes to fall in place. Deshaun Watson has been rumored to the 49ers. What then becomes of Jimmy Garoppolo? Well, the New England Patriots are looking for a quarterback. And remember, Belichick, when Garoppolo was drafted, was already trying to declare him the starter. He did not want Tom Brady back the first time. I believe it was Robert Kraft who then decided to make the decision to trade away Jimmy Garoppolo and keep Tom Brady. So why not make a play to bring Garoppolo back to New England? So a lot of dominoes that can fall in place. And with the Matthew Stafford trade, and let me just point out that the Rams are a team that came out of nowhere. Nobody expected the Los Angeles Rams to move on from Jared Goff, who's just 2 years out of playing in the Super Bowl. So you can't help but wonder what happened in LA. And Matthew Stafford now is surrounded by an awesome defense, and it's going to be interesting to see how he contributes. So, if Deshaun Watson goes to San Francisco, Jimmy Garoppolo could go to New England. Then, where does Deshaun Watson go? Does he get traded to the New York Jets? If he does, that then changes the whole landscape of the first round of the NFL draft. Because then where does Justin Fields go? How far does he fall? Does maybe somebody like Dallas or Pittsburgh maybe move up to get him? Does he land in some place that's maybe, skeptical about their quarterback play. So there's a lot of dominoes that can fall in place here with this beginning early. And again, this is really early. This is before even the Super Bowl. So we can feasibly see this season. We already know Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff are going to be playing in new places. We already know the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to have a new quarterback. If the Raiders move on from Derek Carr, where do they go? They could be one that maybe moves up to get Justin Fields. So it could look totally different in Las Vegas. So then, with that thought, where do you think these quarterbacks land? All these quarterbacks are in high demand. So comment your opinion, please. I want to know where you think Dak Prescott's going to go. Will he re-sign with Dallas? Will he move on? Will he be incorporated in a trade for Deshaun Watson? Will another one of notable mention, Aaron Rodgers said in a press conference after his playoff loss to Tampa Bay, his future in Green Bay is uncertain. And the Rams were pretty adamant on trying to get Aaron Rodgers before they settled on Matthew Stafford. Now, if Aaron Rodgers remains adamant that his future is uncertain, could he be moved? Kirk Cousins is also being linked to the 49ers, as well as Deshaun Watson. So a lot of quarterback play could be different next year. Does Cam Newton remain a starter? So many things to try and digest going into this offseason. So now, if Deshaun Watson is, say, even traded to the New York Giants, there's been rumors there. Where does Daniel Jones go? Does Houston get Daniel Jones as part of the deal? Do they cut Daniel Jones? There's so much to look for quarterback play this offseason, let alone the free agents that I went over on one of my last segments. So make sure you stay tuned as I'm going to try to cover the NFL draft. I'm going to try to cover that live on here. Again, with this being our first year, we will definitely be trying to do some fun things. Friend of mine owns a pro wrestling organization. I would like to maybe have a sit-down interview with him at some point. So please comment down below on our segment today. Any questions you have, but maybe ideas on a segment you would like to see. Again, so I hope you enjoyed today's segment. Again, sorry I went through it a little fast. Just trying to get another segment out because I know I've been pretty absent on here. So anyways, have a good night. Look forward to reading your responses.